Hello, my name is Grace Harvey and I am an artistic educator for L'Oreal Professional. Today I'm going to share with you my favorite coloring technique, which is balayage. These are my models here, which I'm going to show you a few different techniques, different ways you can use the balayage. I love balayage. It allows you a lot of artistic freedom and you can use it in so many different applications, custom to what your client's needs are. So first of all, we're going to go to what you need to do balayage. So you're going to need some cotton for one type of application. We are going to use the cotton. We've got paddles, clips, tail comb, applicator brushes. I like this with an angled bristle, which helps you to give the nice V shape or to sweep, which balayage means sweep in French. You need a good brush because you really want your client's hair to be really well brushed out so you can section, and then some sweep meshes if you need to separate. And of course there's always gloves, which are a And now we're going to go over how to mix the product when you use balayage. There is a little bit of difference because you really want the product to be a little bit thicker. So for our lightener, we're going to use it 1:1 to make it nice and thick so it sticks to the hair. So just mix that in. Really easy, 1:1. And as you can see, it's going to be quite thick, the product. I like to use the platinum. It has a really slow effect, so if you want to do a lot of balayage or a little bit, you have a lot more control. And that's really what balayage is all about. It really allows you to follow the hair's natural fall and decide where you think the best place for the lightener to be, to show off your haircut, to show off whatever the client needs. So we have our lightener mixed up, nice and thick. It's not going to move. And also for my third model here, I'm going to be adding the Magic Contrast, and I'm going to do it a little bit of an ombre effect just on that little piece, just to show how you can use balayage to do ombre as well. And this is the Magic Contrast product. This one you're going to just mix a little bit more regular, and I am going to use the sweep mesh in between because it is a little bit more of a liquidy product. I really wouldn't recommend personally to just apply it straight on the head, as I will be doing with the lightener. So we're going to take a section. It's already pre-teased. And sweep using a V or a ragged edge feathering technique. And then we're using a Magi Mesh just to sweep that in. Then we have another section here. Just want a little bit on the tips. It's already been pre-tweezed. Sweep mesh. Sorry, I made a mistake. It's not Magi Mesh, it's sweep mesh. And that's that one. And then that can leave open air and process for about 30-40 minutes. We'll just watch that one. Okay, and then we have our gentleman here, and I've already pre-done him. We're giving him more of a general sun lightened effect for balayage, which is a little bit different. So you're really going to weave out a small section. You're going to use your paddle to the root, lay your hair using a V shape, especially when you're at a root area, so you don't get a straight line, giving you that more natural effect. And there we go. Now I don't do this, that's why I just laid that on there, but just when you're new and you feel nervous, just put a little bit of cotton underneath there, and then if you're going to your next section, laying it on top, you're not going to be swishing it in. As you can see, I did that just so you can see the example. And then we have our final model here. Her balayage I've done more in the Ombre Nouveau, inspired by Ombre Nouveau, which is a little bit thicker, not so natural looking. You'll see when we tone it, it's going to look a little bit more natural looking. So again, you want to really use a V. Don't want to do a straight line. And then sweep that product right on. And I don't need to, because of the mixture, put anything in between. You know, ombre is amazing because it really gives you artistic freedom to just create in any way what you want to do. Not technical, and it makes you more fashion forward as a stylist. So we're back on, and we just have the after effects of the balayage. So you can see with the gentleman, we did a very subtle effect, beach effect. You can see right through. There's no bleeding. There's nothing that you have to worry about. If you mix your product correctly, with a little bit of cotton in between, and you get a beautiful effect, very quick and fashion forward. Something new and exciting. Sometimes, you know, something new and exciting is a change. You're just still giving them highlights, but it's a new technique, and sometimes that's a real change and it excites your client. So for her, I explained that it's a little bit of an ombre nouveau effect, where it's just coming through the hair and not really a full highlight effect. And then with our last lady, I did more of the balayage ombre. So it's all faded throughout. We teased it, so you're not getting a line at all. And it's a really awesome effect. I did it in the red just so you can really see the contrast and how you can have some fun with the hair and be creative. You know, always make sure that you offer balayage as a normal service. It is a specialty service that you offer because you're educated, but at the same time, it's also just a service like a regular foil highlight. So make sure that you offer that to your client. Don't forget that you took your training and you learned how to do this special technique. Also with your clients, you want to always recommend proper hair care. So for our first model, which has the red, I'm going to recommend the Vitamino Color Care because it does have the Hydro Resist. And then for our middle client here, who's got the color and highlights, I'm going to recommend the Lumino. It has the lipids that are attracted to the drier areas, so it's going to take care of the color and the highlights. And then for our gentleman, I'm going to recommend the Liss because it's got smoothing elements, and it's really amazing for humidity, everything for his texture of hair. Also color safe. And don't forget to make sure that your clients return in 6 to 8 weeks for a trim or another ombre. Also, the products that I used today, all right here. Each one of these products are amazing and help to control curl, frizz. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my video.